Hello and welcome to our today's lesson. In this lesson, we shall be looking at musical phrasing. When we talk about musical phrasing, talk about the way in which musicians shape a sequence of notes in a passage of music to allow expression. When you look at a different musical note in a musical sheet, they're usually arranged in different ways, and that arrangement is what we refer to as musical phrasing. Now, for a musician to be able to create a perfect musical phrase, they need to consider some important factors such as the qualities of a good melody. And the very key qualities of a good melody that come in handy when it comes to musical phrasing is one, that a good melody will start on do, on mi, or so, and will always end on do. And then a good melody has a clear contour. How do you arrange your musical notes? How do they go up? How do they go down? Does it follow a clear pattern of what we are referring to as contour? Now, what we have up here are two examples of different musical phrases. We are going to see how we can create answering phrases to them following the given question phrase. So when it comes to this musical phrasing, the first part, and what we have up here as a curve, we call it a phrase mark. This is what defines a phrase in music. So where the phrase mark ends defines one musical phrase. Same case for our second part. And this first phrase that we have here, that is defined by this phrase mark, we call it a question phrase. So it is the first phrase. This is a question phrase. It is marked by this curved line, which we have defined as a phrase mark. So in this first phrase of ours, we have different musical notes, and we also have other musical elements like what we have here, and this one is a key signature. So this key signature tells us which key of music this piece of music is. So this sharp is on the last line of the treble clef, and the last line of the treble clef is always F. So we have a sharp on F. Now, in music, the only key that has a sharp on F is the key of G major. The key of G major has a sharp on F. So this tells us that this piece of music is written in the key of G major. That means the second line, which is our G, in this case is going to be our Do. So our Do would be here, going up, going down. We follow the G major arrangement of notes. So in this case, we need to create an answer phrase to what we are given here. And as indicated here, we are going to use a method of musical phrasing we call exact repetition. Now, in exact repetition, you will have the exact notes on the question phrase, same on this other side, which we shall have another phrase mark, and we are going to have this as our answer phrase. So these notes, we are going to leave them exact as they are to this other side. But again, remember we said we need to really consider these qualities of a good melody, because this one must end on Do. So the last note we put all this answer phrase must be on do, and that will be on line 2, which is our G, because we have said this piece of music is written on the key of G major. Again, there is a time signature of 3/4, which tells us that there should be only 3 crochet beats in every bar. And confirm that we have a crochet, a pair of quavers which make 1 beat and another crochet 1 beat. So the 3 of them make 1 beat. And the same case for our second bar, we have a pair of crochets which will give us 1 beat. Crochet will give us 1, and crochet will give 1. So to make the answer phrase, just as they are on this side, I have my first note on do. This one is on mi, and fa. Then we have last note just as it is on their side. Then the second bar also has 3 beats, and we have the beats as follows. Now, I have not put the last note here because I want us to refer back to this. We say that a good melody starts on do, mi, or so, and will end on do. So there is no with this last note, we shall put it here, because on the key of G, the do is on the second line. So this is the only change we are going to have in this case, and this note is now come back to do, to fulfill this rule that a good melody must end on do. And then at the end, I will have my pair of bar lines to show that I have completed this phrase. So this is repetition by exact repetition, or completing the musical phrase by exact repetition. So the only thing you need to note here is that the music must end on do. If the piece of music is written on C, it must end on do at C. If it is in F major, it must end on do at F. But for our case, we have our piece in G major, because we've said the G major is the only key that has a sharp on F. To the second method, we have called it varied repetition. When we talk about varied repetition, this one means that we are going to make a few changes on the arrangement of the musical piece. And now, when we make these changes, we shall consider elements like the pitch and the rhythm. That means, for example, our first note on this bar is on do. When we are writing the answer phrase, we can change the pitch from do to so. So it will not necessarily be where it is. Again, the rhythm, the value of the music note. Our first note here, for example, is a crochet. And the second one is a pair of quavers. The crochet is 1 beat. The pair of quavers is 1 beat. For our answer phrase, I can decide to combine these two to a meaning, and I will have changed the rhythm arrangement of that, and I can also change the location or the position of that meaning that I'll make from do to mi to so, or to any other position. And this is what I mean. So when I'm creating the answer phrase for this, I can pick this and combine them into a meaning, and even change the location. So this is on do, this one is on re, and I have combined these two. But don't forget that our music is in 3/4 time, so we must only have 3 beats in every bar. This last note we have here is a crochet. I can break it down to a pair of quavers and also change their location. But I should be very keen with the contour of the original or the question phrase. That contour should be maintained. So this will give us 3 beats, and that will bring us to the end of our first bar when we are making the answer phrase. The second bar has a pair of quavers and 2 crochets. So in this case, I can set to maintain my pair of quavers here and also maintain my crochet here, but we've said we can change the pitch. So now this crochet must not necessarily remain here. I can have it move a bit low here. Then the last one must be on do on the same key of G, so the do will be on this line here. And at the end, you should have a double bar line, and then I have my phrase mark to show that that is a different phrase from the first one. So in varied repetition, you can change the pitch and the rhythm of the notes that you are given here. So please note that when you're writing the last note, it must always be on do. So you must be able to identify the key signature of that music piece. So in our case, we say when we have a sharp on F, that is a key of G major. So if it is a flat which is on B, then you know that is a key of F major. If there are no flats or sharps here, that will be the key of C major. And that will mean that our last note will have to be on the do of that specific key. Thank you for joining our lesson. See you in the next lesson.